everybody, welcome back to Jack on a Journey. My name is Jack and today we have got you the whole summer transfer window. If you haven't seen the previous episodes, I suggest you go watch those. You seen it? Yep, you seen it? Spoiler alert, it's coming in 3, 2... We got promoted to the top division. I can't remember the name of it. That's why I keep on saying the top division of Swedish football, because I can't remember the name of it. It starts with an A, I believe. We'll have a look in it in a minute. But we'll start off today with some best 11s, some awards, and all that jazz. You know, everyone likes this. So, players in the top 11, the best 11, the overall best 11. So, several players. So there's one player that I don't know of, and that's this Johansson guy. And then on the bench we've got Stromberg. He's not even a player anymore. Sansera, Gusman, Lanto, Wilberg. Players I don't know of. But the rest of them are my players, or they were here when I came in. Obviously, Titty's there now. He's no longer with us. He's not dead. He's just gone. But two that interested me, Kelgvitz and Marcus Erlandsson. Erlandsson played 20-odd games for Göteborg. 26 games, 9 goals. He'll stay with them. That's fine. Kelgvitz, on the other hand, only played 6 games. Majority off the bench. Just wondering whether we can get a loan deal in for him. Just wondering. Just keeping that in my mind. Just wondering. Where are they now? We won't have to worry about this because we won't know any of them. Although 4 members of the team are now retired, the rest continue to be involved in football. When's this from? Oh, it's just from the overall best 11. So that's fine. Is Geordie on the bench then or something? Because I didn't see Geordie there. So why is Geordie being talked about like he's in there? No idea. End of season award, Mikkelsen picking up the best player for the fans this season. He's my boy. He's going to be the best player in my eyes as well. And he's finally playing at his level, in my opinion. Kevin Jarrett got a goal. Probably saw it, to be fair. I can't remember. Ermansson, signing of the season, which, considering he's injured for a lot of it, don't know, young player of the season, Mikkelsen, as well. That's our best 11 this season. Pretty similar to what it would have been. Sound. Season review. Had expected to make much of the Superettan promotion running and did exactly that, securing their target of a place in next season. Allsvenskan. Don't know if I'm saying that right. Allsvenskan. It was a superb season for Gefle as they were able to sustain a successful promotion push and vindicate those that had tipped them for success before the season kicked off. Good. How big's our stadium? Jesus Christ. Where are they now from 18? Don't have to worry about that. We weren't here. Dressing room, it's all looking fine. Everyone's in one social group. Perfect. Absolutely perfect. Confidence review. I just got you promoted, so they're loving the wage budget just purely because they've just given me it. So that's perfect. Yeah, that's fine. Pre-season date. We're in this cup competition, so it's going to be mad long. And then discard list. Apparently someone's been removed from it. All these players, as my phone keeps on going off. So what I'll do is I'll show you the players that are probably going to be released. Probably most of them are the players that I brought in, or the Swedish players, because I'll try and look to bring in better Swedish players, basically. Because we still need to get the 9 Swedish players in our squad and whatnot. So Floren, Afakwa are going. They've been here, or Floren's been here since the start. He's a bit of a club legend, I think, but he's just not good enough now. Afakwa hasn't really impressed me whatsoever. Lawrenson, I'm in an R in about. He's on $2,000. If I can get him to get a pay reduction, then he'll stay. But if not, he'll probably go. How long is he out for? 3 to 6 weeks. Out to 100% going. All these players that I brought in, like Komnau, Yusuf, Hansen. Well, Hansen's from the youth team. Komnau 100% going because he's not got the potential. Hansen and Yusuf I might sign. I don't quite know yet. And obviously Jarrett is signing with us when his contract ends on the 1st of December. Even the rest are in contract. Other than that, I think Well, I don't know if I'll make any transfers before people get released and whatnot. We'll have to wait and see. We're definitely in the market for a new keeper. We'll probably have Darlin on the bench, and Tanada can go out on loan to a Superettan club, hopefully. Other than that, probably another striker, so we don't have to play Hesketh there. Probably a change of formation. Don't quite know yet. I'm gonna have to get my spreadsheet up and see where we need improvements. But staff-wise, probably won't bring any more staff in. We can't afford to. We just can't afford to. As you see there, 47 crowns. We're 15k. It's not a lot. It's not a lot really. And we're 800 grand in debt. We got 200 grand prize money. Still 800 grand in debt. It's brilliant, isn't it? But we're going to be bringing in a lot of trialists. Obviously, if we get rid of the players that aren't signing new deals, once again, we haven't really got... So we've got Darlin, Ramhorn, Jarrett, Bergmark signed another deal. Dijkstam is going to be here next season. We haven't got many Swedish players again. So, Stahl will be here, so he'll be one. It's going to be tricky to bring in Swedish players, but that's what we need to do. We just need to bring in Swedish players. Magnus Gudmundsson, the striker that was with us with IA, who just played against us with Sirius, I believe it was, who we last played. I've just played the game as well. Literally just played the game. Yeah, so he played for there, Magnus Gudmundsson. I'll be looking to bring him in on loan. Maybe if his contract's running out, which it is. Oh, no, it's not. That was his loan deal. So I might try and see if I can bring him in on loan. Because he was a 3.5 star, I believe. He's operating at Superettan level, but he's better than what we got. Well, joint better than what we got even. So we'll have to wait and see. I want to keep an eye on him anyway. I want to keep an eye on him just because that 16 finish and his physicals look good. He looks like a hell of a player. And, you know, coming through our youth ranks at IA when I was there, good player. Good play. He only played the 10 games. He didn't score a goal for us, actually. But he's not a very goal-scoring prowess. But I'm still going to keep an eye on him, as well as Kalkvitz, as well as Erlandsson. But we're going to bring in some new players as well, I think. But I don't really know where to start. At least we sign players for contracts. I will skip through the summer. I'll see if there's something to show you. Then I'll tell you about it. And, like, contract signing when players get released, when I've signed players and whatnot. Or just maybe even if I get an interview, I'll show you and be like, I might go here. Never know. We never know what's going to happen. But I'll come back when we get some news. Probably the greatest bit of business that is going to happen. We finally got a coaching course. I cannot believe it. Finally, our first coaching course. How many years into this? Jesus Christ. I only saw this because they have pumped they've pumped 500k into it. It only cost 600 quid. Could never afford it. They pumped 500k into it. We've also got, not Scout budget, that's gone down. I don't really get it. So sponsorship's gone up. Not by too much, but all the money's coming at once, basically. And that has put us, for the first time ever, in the black. Hell yeah. It won't last long, don't worry. It won't last long whatsoever. But at least we got a coaching course. That is all that matters. All that matters. Well, let's have a look at my profile. We haven't seen it for a while. So much so it took a while to load this. So with 2-star reputation, that's fine. Naturally, we've grown quite well, to be fair. But coaching courses, you can see there we haven't got a coaching courses. This is where our reputation starts to grow and clubs will be interested in us in bigger leagues and better leagues. Good. Good. I'm liking this. I am liking this. So 27th of November, the contracts run out very, very soon on players, as you can see there. We have signed some players, but they're young players. It's what the head of youth brought in, so there's no need to show you them at this point. But I've come back at this point to show you top goal scorer awards and whatnot. So Solero finished second with 17 goals, 3 behind the top goal scorer. So fair play to him. And we finished third in the manager of the month. And while we're here, we'll show you the individual stats of everyone as well. So who played the most games for us? Darlin and Solero played 30 games each. It's good. Solero and Hesketh. Hesketh had a mad second half of the season there. So fair play to him. We'll do that. Lockalo getting 8 goals as well as the 12 assists. Cool. 12 assists for Lockalo, like I said. Azevedo only got the 4. A bit disappointed with him, if I'm honest. Azevedo, he hasn't performed greatly. Who was our best player? My boy Mickelson, obviously. Geordie just behind. He plays very well for a guy that hadn't played too much football. Both left backs very well. All the usual suspects there. So that's good to see. But yeah, other than that, nothing's really happened. I'm just waiting for the contracts to finish and we can start picking up some players. So it is the next day, ladies and gentlemen, and I think we last was on this last night on the 28th of November, I believe. It's now the 7th of December. We've made a whole host of signings that all came thick and fast. So these were the 3 you saw from the little pop-up. The 2 young players, they're not going to play. No point showing you. And Jarrett, which obviously you know about. But these lads here, we've signed, and we're not over yet. As you can see, we've brought in some loan players, brought in some free players. But we're going to show you them now. I'm just going to work out which order I want to show you them in, and then give you a gander at their stats and whatnot. So first up, we've got Alan Edge. He's a youngster, an 18-year-old on a youth contract on loan from Liverpool. 2-star current, 5-star potential. I've only brought him in because he's free, basically. He's like I said, he's a young kid. He hasn't played any games for Liverpool in their first team. Brought him in. I've sent, or we're in the process of getting rid of Tandanda on loan for like 100% of his wages. So I thought I might as well have free keepers to choose from, and get our own player out on loan and bring in someone else's player on loan for free, who I can just have in the reserves kind of thing. He is the same rating as Darlin now. We have brought another keeper in, but we've got 3 keepers. You just aren't any good anymore, especially not for this level. But I'm hoping this kid will kind of like rise rapidly and maybe become like a 3-star player by the end of the season. It's a long shot, but maybe, and then I can get him back next season or something like that. But yeah, that's Alan Edge on loan from Liverpool. Next up, our other keeper we've brought in on loan, Gary Woods, 2.5-star current, 2.5-star potential. We are paying £1.2 thousand of his wages on loan from Watford. So we've scoured the Premier League, if you will. 33 years old. He's been all around the place, really. He spent most of his career in England, with a little stint in Scotland by the looks of it. Cambridge, went to Man United for 40k. Doncaster, Watford, Leyton Orient, Ross County, Hamilton. 80k spent on from St Mirren to go there, where he got relegated, unfortunately. And then he went back to Watford, and now he's come to us on loan. Like I said, he's not very good, but he's there as an option if I can't find any good keepers on loan or on a free or what. So we've brought him in for some experience. If he can do a job, he can do a job. He's probably going to be our starting keeper this season. Have Darlin on the bench or something, so we can have that 9 Swedish players. And yeah, just an experienced head. He'll by the time the season starts, he would have learned Swedish and whatnot, so that's fine. And maybe we might even find another keeper in that time, so we'll have 4 keepers, but we'll have to wait and see. This guy's going to be our first choice, I think, but he's just not quite good enough. Next up, we have Joel Peterson on loan from Malmo. Malmo being one of the top Swedish sides in this division. 19 years old, 4-star current, 5-star potential. He looks like an absolute monster. At 19, bravery and composure could be a bit better for a centre-back, but everything else is incredible for a centre-back at this age. He's going to be a star. He was unhappy at Malmo, I assume because of game time, so we've brought him in. I don't know when his contract expires next season, so what we'll probably try and do is get him in on loan again, if they allow us, and then get him in on a contract, and if we're still here, obviously, because I would really love to have this guy, because him and Mickelson at the back could be absolutely destroying teams, and we could keep a hell of a lot of clean sheets. I mean, if they get past them and shoot, they'll probably score because the keeper's naff, but this kid looks fantastic, and we're only paying £210 a week on his wages as well, which is even better. Next up, we have TJ Iama. I'll probably just call him TJ. In fact, I'll probably just do that. Now, how do I set nicknames? Set nicknames. Just call him TJ, because that seems for the best, at least. He's a right back, 3.5-star current, 4.5-star potential. Look at the pace. He's pure pace, just a pace wagon. That's all he is. He can head a ball. That's fine. He can just about tackle. It's all about the pace. Very good right back. Him and Ramhorn are going to be fighting out for that right back position. But he's come from Tottenham and Coventry, where he's played a fair few times in League One, to be fair for him. This should be about his level, I would hope. But he should be pretty decent, and I'm looking forward to using him. A Nigerian, obviously English as well, because he spent all that time in England. He's born in England as well, to be fair, so fair play to him. And he's got a brother, we might sign him as well. But TJ has come in to play, or not to play, but to fight it out at right back. Next up, we have Idris Kanu. If you remember from a few episodes back, I said, oh, is that Idris Kanu, the one from Peterborough? What it was, 3.5-star current, 4.5-star potential. He went to Dalkurd, like I said, who then got promoted. So he's had a season at this level, 27 games, which is pretty much all the season. Most of them starts as well. Only to 6 goals, but I can improve on that. That's fine. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to using this guy. His finishing could be better, but once again, he's got a bit of pace behind him. He looks like a little bit of a monster. And him and Solero, I haven't really worked out a tactic yet. I've just kind of signed players on what we needed. And I know it sounds weird, because how do you know what you need if you don't know a tactic? I'm kind of basing it off last season's tactic, but then bringing in good players and then just build a tactic around that. But this guy looks really good. Sierra Leonean, that sounds right. And he's ambitious as well. He's got great determination. Only 24 years old. He's got a whole star potential to grow into. He should be, hopefully, great at this level after a season of already being here. So that's Idris Kanu, former Posh player. And our last signing for now, anyway, is another centre-back. Italian Alessandro Pioricchio. 4-star current, 5-star potential. We've got a very, very good defence at the moment, boys. And that's kind of what I was looking at. Like, that's why I was a bit annoyed that I couldn't find a proper keeper. Because if we had a proper keeper as well, I just couldn't see us really conceding the goal. But this guy looks, as well as Peterson, the other guy, this guy looks like a monster as well. 21 years old, so he's a bit older from Peterson. Just look, heading, he can proper head a ball, mark people, he can tackle. He's only 5'10", which is on the short side for a centre-back. And he can't really jump, but that's fine. He seems perfect in like a defence of like 5 at the back or 3 at the back, which, with the quality of centre-backs we've got, might just be an option. But he has got so much pace as well. So, yeah, I'm really happy that we brought him in. A Juventus player. He's obviously played most of his time for the Juventus under-23s, which seemed to be I thought there would be just Juventus under-23s. Apparently it's just another team, but he's played the majority of his games there. He's joined us. He looks fantastic, like I said, and he's won competitions all round as well. So we've got a winner coming in, and that is fantastic. And that, like I said, is the last transfer that we've made. No one's gone out, really. I'll show you who got released. Anyone of real big note. Let me move my phone out of the way. So Morgan Hansen, the young lad that came through our youth academy, he's gone. Lawrenson's gone. Don't really need him anymore, the calibre of centre-back that's coming. Afuqua's gone. This guy was out on loan. Obviously, he was here in the first season. He's out on loan. Helt is gone, the knobhead. Luke Heim, Floren, and then all these people were the year before. And we still got a couple of people who we're trying to get rid of. So if we have a look at our reserve team, and we've still got a couple of people that we're trying to get rid of. So if we have a look at our reserve team, I've moved, so obviously we've got Herc in here, which is one that I definitely want to get rid of, because not bad. We got a couple of trialists in here. Probably not good enough. Probably not going to sign, but I just want to keep them on to see because they've got a little bit of potential behind them. See what I can do with them. All the players that we've signed, that the head of youth has signed, are straight in here. So we've got, like, if I sort by potential, we've got a decent core of players in here now. Obviously, Tandan's in here. He's going out on loan soon too. IFK Lindigo. Daniel Home was another one that has been signed by my head of youth. That's him. He's got a bit of pace about him, right winger. So it's looking okay. The reserves is looking okay. A nice bit of youth in there. This is our youth, our under 18s. We did have obviously our youth intake. We signed 3 players. I assume they're these 3 16-year-olds. As you can see, nothing special. 4-star potential, 1 star, 1.5 star. They look okay. There was one that looks pretty decent. I can't remember which one it was. Was it this one, right back in centre mid? I think it might have been this one, but determination, I can work on that. Right back in centre mid, like, he's going to grow into a decent player, decent backup player, but nothing too special. But yeah, if once again we sort out by potential, we got a little bit of potential in there. So we got a good structure going on. Obviously, finances, after the board's cleared all the debt, it's going straight back into debt. But we've got what we wanted, and that was the coaching course. So that's fine. Other than that, we're still looking, if we go onto the team report, first of all, I'll show you this. It's always good that the strengths, there's so much scrolling you have to do, and the weaknesses, not very many. That's always good to see. But if we go onto the squad depth, I'm fiddling around with formations at the moment. This isn't the formation I'm going with. I just wanted to see what it was like. But if we go to the 4-1-2-3, 4-3-3, obviously we haven't got any defensive mids, but you can see our defence looks quite good at the moment. It looks quite good. It looks good for this level as well. We need centre midfielders. It's a priority. We need probably 2 more centre midfielders. I've got a kid on trial which I'm looking to bring. I don't know if I'm sold on him yet, but we probably need a right and a left winger. Obviously, Kanu can play both sides as well, so that helps. Striker, we might bring in a striker. If we can find one on loan, we might bring in a striker, but priority at the moment, centre mids, maybe an attacking mid to help out with Heskev, but I'm not too sure. Probably just keep Heskev as the only attacking midfielder we got. Left wing, right wing, from maybe just the left wing. Maybe just because Kanu's, adequate at that right wing role. So maybe just the right wing. But definitely, so left wing and 2 centre midfielders, I think, is a definite at this stage. But yeah, if we find them, I'll definitely show you them when we come back in a second. We have signed another player, Philip Gustafsson, on loan from IF Elfsborg, another big Swedish club, I assume? I've heard of them, so I assume they're big. They're a bit up and down. They won the league not so long ago, so yeah, I'd say a big Swedish club. Remember, if you're Swedish and you know more about Swedish football than I do, which no doubt you will, if I say that they're a big club and they're not, put it down in the comments. I'm sure we'll all agree, because I'm not gonna argue with you whether a team is big. I know Malmo are the biggest team in Sweden. I know that much. So, but this guy looks fantastic. Centre midfielder, it's what we need. Swedish, what we need. 21 years old, 3-star current, 4-star potential, 16 the first touch, 15 passing, 14 technique, 12 vision, 12 decisions, 12 work rate. Stamina's good. He's got pace. He looks like a good playmaker. If we actually go deep line playmaker, you can see there. Composure could be a bit better. Anticipation, but where you really want it to be. First touch, passing, technique, vision. Perfect, in my opinion. Perfect. He's not played for Augsburg before. He was on loan at Adviderberg last season, where he played 6.8, played the whole season for them. So we're going to bring him in. He's going to be backup, I would think, because I've made a formation, boys, while I'm here. We might as well show you. We're going back basically to the 5-2-2-1. purely because we've got 3 fucking quality centre backs. So we're going to go direct counter attack, 5-2-2-1. Clark and Jarrett, I think, are going to be my starting centre mids because they're both good quality centre mids and they've been at the club for a while. So it'd be stupid not to play them both, in my opinion. But Gustafsson would be a quality backup to bring on the bench when we need that quality pass to bring on. Do that, he'll slot in a pass somewhere to one of these wingers or Kanu up front. But this is what I think I'm going to be doing with a backup tactic of maybe like a 2 up front, so I can get both Solero and Kanu on at the same time. See how that works. But yeah, I think I'm okay with this at the moment. Obviously, Riccio. He's on cover as well because he's 5'10" and whatnot. He's got a bit of pace behind him. So I'm really looking forward to this formation, I think, because our centre-backs are quality. So, yeah. I don't know if we've got any more transfers that we're leading up. We've got a loan him for another centre-mid. He's a Lithuanian international. Played like 80 times for Lithuania, I think. So he'll be a good player to bring another centre-midfielder. And we should be okay for centre-midfielders then. And then it's just a case of getting Swedish players, basically, because we still need to, unless some of our current foreign players get homegrown, because they've been in the club, is it 3 years before 21? I don't know if we've got any players of that ilk. Not quite. That's annoying. We've got loads of players in the reserves. That's fine. Even if Alan Edge, if we bring him in on another season, another season, it'll be there. If we're still here, obviously. But yeah, we'll worry about that when we get near the season. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. And hopefully bring the centre mid in. And then, like I said, just get Swedish players in if we need to. Because we have got the Swedish players in the reserves as well with a bit of potential. So might as well try and bring them in. We might bring in some trialists as well, just for the sake of bringing them in. We got a bit of wage budget to play with. So that'll be good. So, like I said before, any other news, I'll come straight back to you and let you know. Just as I click continue, he rejected it. So, jog on, mate. We have put in some contract offers for the Swedish people in our reserve squad as well. So, we might be signing them. Not much point showing you because they probably won't play. But if they do play, I'll show you them when needs be. So, here's a first one to show you the contract. Cheapy contract, not too much. And another search for a centre midfielder. We'll probably bring in a Swedish one as well. But yeah, see what it brings. We finally have some money, 858k for TV rights over the forthcoming season. So I assume they'll be doing it in stages, because obviously we haven't got it yet. But 850k, that will hopefully sort our finances out a little bit. Wages wise, we're not in any need to really spend some more. Like I said, we need to get the one player. We got the one left winger that I'm looking at. Right winger, I think we're fine. So just the 2 players, really. So we're not going to get anywhere near the 47k. So we could, realistically, maybe this is all we needed to do at the club was to get promoted and we'll be alright, kind of thing. But we'll have to wait and see over the coming season. Actually, we can look at the projection. I know it's not the greatest thing to look at. 2.2 mil, yes. Let's go off that. But you know, gate receipts. I don't know what the gate's going to be like. What's our stadium capacity? How do you look at that? Facilities, isn't it? So 6,400. If we could fill that like most weeks, we should be alright. I would have thought financially. So we haven't got any derbies. Am I? Jarrett and Mikkelsen are there. Have we got any players in the icons list? No, not that I can see. We'll get there one day. Season expectations. I think we have to just avoid relegation. They're looking for a mid-table finish. Okay. So I would like to see where the board expects us to finish. So, like I said, same as last year, 9 Swedish players have to come in, or players trained in Sweden for, 3 years at the age of 21? I think it is. I can't remember. Where do the media think we'll finish? So the media expects us to finish 12th, which I'm not too sure whether that's like inside the relegation zone. I assume not. I think it's the bottom 3 are in a relegation zone. You can see here, us and Orebro, automatic promotion, and then Landskrona actually won the playoffs to come up as well. So fair play to them. I'll be happy with a 12. If we go back to the thing, so yeah, bottom 3 go down. I think 14th is playoffs. Bottom 2 teams are relegated, and then I think 12th is a playoff place, and that's when you play third from the bottom league. So if we can finish 12th, I'll be more than happy with that. The board expect us mid-table, so 8th, somewhere around there. Yeah, I think it's doable. Obviously, I'm kind of going into the unknown because I've never managed in this league before, so I don't know how well the big teams are compared to the smaller teams. So I assume there's a bit of a gap because Malmo are always at the top there. But like BK Hacken finished mid-table last season, and it's only a couple of years ago they won the league. So I'm not too sure. If we look at last year's table, so there wasn't too much of a gap. There's a gap between Malmo and Augsburg, but below that, the gap between there and Augsburg had a gap. But from 3rd to 10th, there was a 10-point gap. So as long as we can get into that kind of middling league, mini league, if you will, we should be okay. But it's just getting there, isn't it? Being the first season, I don't know if we're good enough yet, but fingers crossed we can get there. But it's good to see that we're not predicted to finish in the bottom 2 or bottom. That's good. I think that's purely because of the signings we've made so far. But I'm going to carry on with some signings and get back to you when we've signed some players. We have signed a centre midfielder, not a 4th choice. Let's say a 4th choice. 2-star current, 4.5-star potential. 6'4", to be fair, 21 years old. He could grow into something good, I reckon. He's got decent passing, decent tackling, great teamwork, to be fair to him. Physicals are okay. He can grow into something, I reckon. Was at Elfsborg, not played any games, but then he went on loan to a Division 2 side. But I've brought him in, 4th choice. He's not going to play for us. He'll probably make the bench occasionally because he's Swedish, homegrown. But he's cheap and he's decent. Like he's suited for 2 leagues below. He might become good. I'm not too sure. But I just can't find anyone either decent or, you get what I mean, like cheap or decent. Like, so I brought him in. If I find someone new, I'll probably send him out on loan or stick him in the reserves or something. So I think we're okay. I've given the contract to this guy, or we're in talks of a contract for this guy, and then I think we'll be done and okay. For the time being, anyway. I'm still keeping my eye out for players and whatnot, and see how things go. So I'll come back for you if we sign this Lenny Pintor guy. In fact, we won't go. I'll show you him, but I'm still not sure whether I want him or not. He looks decent, but he looks average at the same time, if that makes sense. He's French, Olympiacos reserves, where he's played quite well for them, to be fair. But I'm not too sure. I don't know if I'm convinced, but we are in contract talks. Like, I've done the promises and whatnot. I think he wants like a top half finish in 2 years' time. I might not even be here in 2 years' time, but we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, we're in the 27th of December now. I don't think so. The game's in 2 months' time, pretty much. That's our group, by the way. All teams in the league below that we had last season. So winnable, I would say, winnable. But we have got Malmo first game of the season. That's a benchmark to say the least. We've got 3 players suspended. Jesus Christ, man. Yeah, fair enough. I'll carry it on. If there's anything more to show you, we have signed a couple of more players. Elvis Lindqvist, centre midfielder, 2.5-star, 5-star potential, on loan once again from Hacken. Have we got someone from Hacken before? I think we have. And we've signed a winger, left winger, not the same one we saw before. He wanted like $8,000, so I got rid of him. Inigo Vincente. Spanish lad, 25 years old, 3-star current, 4-star potential. Not as good as the other guy, I don't think, but much cheaper. He's gone around a bit. He's spent a bit of time in Sweden before as well, so he must know Swedish. Didn't even know that. He's fluent Swedish. Look at that. Perfect lad. So yeah, decent little players. We're gonna sign this bloke as well. Attacking midfielder, can also play left. Can also play centre mid as well as we go election day. So some more signings. Perfect. I think we might be done though. I think we're finally done with our transfers. We've got a goalkeeper and a good goalkeeper. Jonas Vetni Brutai. 3.5 star, 4.5 star altogether. He's on loan from Lillestrøm, who I believe are quite a good Norwegian team. He's played a fair few games in and around them. He's on loan. Decent. Better than what we've got. If we compare to... who's our keeper? Gary Woods. Do that. Just better, innit? Just better. Bit mad. But aerially distributed. Shot stopping could be better, granted. But he's just better. He just looks better, doesn't he? If we look at that, it's just better. He's just better. And he's younger. We might be able to get him because he's on the transfer list. He's just better, isn't he? I think we're done transfer-wise. If we do get anything, then I'll let you know. But probably, we're on the 26th of January now. We'll probably come back just before the game, so a month, and then end the episode there. But stay tuned to see if anything else does happen. So we finished all our business. We're up to our first cup game, which I'm going to show in the next episode. You're going to have to wait for that. But these are all the transfers we'd made. Obviously, some of them are young players, which we haven't seen. But the more important ones you have seen, like the likes of Riccolo, TJ, Kanu, you know the ones, and that new keeper we brought in, Brutai. I might be making some nicknames for some of them, so don't be surprised if come next episode some of the names have changed. But I'm really pleased with that. We brought in a hell of a lot of players, a hell of a lot of Swedish players as well. I don't know how many loan players you can have in a team, but you know, I've brought in some good loan players. Alan Edge isn't going to play. Gary Woods won't play now, so those two could probably go back anyway. And then we've got, what's that, 6 loan players. So we just have to wait and see. We did sell a couple of more players as well. Stall has gone for 2.4k. Youssef gone out on loan, and Herc has gone out on loan as well. So we brought in some money as well. So that's all fine and dandy. But like I said, I think that is where we're going to end today's episode. It's been a good summer, I'd say, and I'm really looking forward to the season. If you did enjoy that, please leave a like on the video. It means a hell of a lot to me. Please subscribe if you're new around here or you haven't done so already. And I shall see you again very, very soon. Thank you very much for watching.